Does your mom know you're watching this show? God, I sure hope your mom knows that you are watching this show. This podcast is rated R and is intended for mature audiences. So, welcome everyone to the Friday Night BS show. Again, rated R and is intended for mature audience. So, if fart sounds, Kevin, if fart sounds make you laugh, you're in the right place, people. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say. And disclaimer. These opinions tonight on the show, we're well aware there's no female co-host tonight on this show, but she'll be back next week, and we're gonna touch on a real touchy subject, and that is why a lot of men have decided to stay single, and some of these will be our personal opinions, correct, gentlemen?
God, I hope so.
And some of them will come from websites, and I've done a lot of research. So keep in mind, should we notify the viewers that when I am quoting something from the website, should I have to let them know that this is a website quote and not our quote?
I think it's going to be bad either way, so I don't think it really matters, John.
We had a few comments last week where they're going, well, you guys are no. We're reading stuff off the internet. It's not our opinions.
Yeah, it's not our opinion. A lot of times we are reading stuff, and a lot of times, sometimes we do share our personal experiences and opinions on certain topics. But I am well aware that this is one of those touchy ones, and again, someone pointed out to me today, yes, it does work on both sides. There's a reason women that are out there that are choosing to be single as well. We're not touching on that subject today. We're touching the fact why men have decided that it's best to just be alone for a little bit. And I don't think, Kevin, I think that at a certain point in time, a guy finally realizes he needs to have someone in his life, and then he goes out and he tries to find someone. But we're not saying that there are men, probably there are men out there that just want to be alone, but I'm sure it takes some, you guys want some free time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both for a lot of people. I know it is for me. Like, a lot of it is me wanting to find someone, but at the same time, I don't know that I'm willing to give up like my independence and free time. Like, I've built a life for myself and I'm comfortable in it.
Yeah. Bruce, you're right. You fit right in it on this one. I mean, exactly what Kevin said. You have a daily routine that you have been doing now for how long, Bruce?
Over 10 years.
10 years. So it's gonna take someone extremely special to make you break a little bit of those. He's shaking his head already. No, dude.
Well, we gotta remember too. I had 33 years of a relationship prior to 10 years, so I've had more time with someone than probably time by myself.
Yeah,
but I vividly remember my time spent with someone, and kind of realized, maybe I don't miss some of that.
right. And I'm sure, like me, you're like me, there are parts of those 20 years for me that, there's parts of those times that I do miss, but there, do the parts that you miss outweigh the parts that you don't miss, and it's just like kind of, and again, I think it has there's a difference here, guys, because if it's the guy that hasn't been in, all right, Kevin, what would you say would be honest opinion on both of you? What would you both consider to be a long-term relationship, not being married? What would be a long-term relationship? Uh-oh. We got the again back. We got that back. Kevin will be back with us. Yeah, see, that's I think is one of the things I think we need to touch on today too as well. And we'll get Kevin's answer when he jumps back in, and Bruce is here when he comes back in. But what do you guys out there that are listening to the show, what do you consider to be a long-term relationship? Kevin had to jump out, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you, Bruce. What do you consider to be a long-term relationship outside of marriage? That not marriage, but what would you consider to be a long-term relationship?
Man, I'd say anything a year or older.
A year. A year to you is a long term. Oh, all right. All right, Kevin. How about you, Kevin? What
I
do you
mean,
consider a long term relationship?
I was gonna say the same thing, like a year, 2 years. I was
A
thinking more
year,
towards 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, I mean, and I guess it will make a difference if you are living together or not living together too. I guess you can throw that in there too. If you guys are living together and a year, yeah, I would consider that to be that's like 5 years worth of experience, right?
Not even that, but even just like a year, even if you're not living with somebody, like in a year, unless somebody's actively trying to keep parts of themselves from you, like you're gonna know just about everything about them. You're gonna know
Yeah,
all their weird quirks and all the things that you like, and the little things that they do that you don't like. That's about a year. That's a long-term
yeah.
relationship for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was for me, I was thinking a little longer, maybe like 3 or 4 years, being in a committed relationship. I think outside of marriage, I think if you're with someone 3 to 4 years, that's to me that seems like a bigger chunk of your lifespan spent with someone, and I think gives you more I guess more knowledge and experience about that person. I think a year is a little too short. Even maybe 2 years, but like a year, I think there's still fresh new things that you haven't found out yet about someone. You know what I mean?
Well,
Even if you live together.
then they're hiding it pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. What? You're a serial killer? What? You got
Think
10
a
bodies
year.
in the basement?
I think in a year you're gonna pretty much kind of figure out what's clicked.
Yeah, yeah. Let's jump right into it. And I think there are several reasons we're going to jump into during the show why more men are choosing to be single. But I found this poll funny, and it was a poll that we kind of talked about before on the show, and that is women's expectations of men when it comes to salary and a lot of other things. So a poll asked women what they thought the average man makes a year. The average man, not you're above average man, but you're common average man. And you'd be surprised by their answers. Bruce, what do you think, Bruce? What do you think the average man makes a year in the United States of America?
In reality or
Your
in a woman's mind?
in your mind. I want
Oh,
your
in
number.
my mind,
Yeah.
this is in throughout the U.S.
Yeah. Throughout the US in 2023, 2024. What does the average man make a year?
65,000.
65,000. All right, Kevin. What is the
Well,
average man?
so it's not fair because I pretty much know this answer already. The average man makes $47,000 a year.
Okay. The average man in the United States of America makes $55,640.
Yeah, we're
That is
about
the
halfway
correct
between each
answer.
other.
Wow.
That
I
is the
was I
correct.
was 10 grand over.
Yeah, 10, yeah, 10. You were
Kevin
close.
was, yeah.
Kevin, what do you think the women's answers were, Kevin?
This
Oh, I
is
mean,
gonna be
I've seen
fun.
some of the responses that women give to these questions where they're like, "Oh, $200,000, $500,000, $180,000."
Yeah,
There's a
keep
lot. There's a
going.
lot that are really high.
All right. Yeah. And Brucey, what do you think the answer was?
Oh,
The typical
I'm
answer
guessing
from the
most
woman.
of them are thinking like 250 to 300,000 a year.
Okay. Yeah, the average woman answered 100K to 400K a year. Do these girls not have fathers? Do these girls not have fathers?
Well, my
That
daughter never knew how much I made. I didn't share that with the
you
kids.
don't think she had a general idea where you guys stood financially when it
No.
came to asking for things? Or no, huh?
Mm-mm.
She just she knew she was a single girl, daughter, so
Wasn't
it was just
wasn't
like
wasn't any of her business.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she never brought it up. Wow, really?
Oh, she would ask. I wouldn't answer.
You wouldn't disclose that information.
Yeah.
What do you think, but Kevin, I'll start with you, Kevin. What do you think? Why do you think that number is so high in their head?
Um, So, God, so again, I'm not trying to piss anybody off, but
No, do it. Hold on, I'll put it up just to save
Come
your
on,
ass. Hold on.
stir it up,
um,
Kev, stir it up.
I think the funny part about that is that I think a lot of women are hyper aware of what uh, everything costs, and they're hyper aware of the life that they want to lead and the life that they expect to lead when they get married. And I
Hmm.
think that leads them to believe that that men who work make that kind of money because their expectation of a man is that they're going to make that kind of money.
Hey, Brucey, why do
The
you think that number's
plane,
in
the plane.
the plane? They're living in Fantasy Island. Are they living in Fantasy Island? All right, let me throw this one out to both of you. Do you think that social media has something to do with that number being so high?
100%.
100%. You
There,
think
there's long been like studies of the effects on what social media does and how it leads everybody down this path of like trying to keep up with the Joneses. So like, yeah, of course,
yeah,
it's social media.
yeah. How about you, Bruce? This
Oh,
guy's
definitely.
does
Yeah.
flashy fucking Instagram posts, standing next to somebody else's Lamborghini.
Well, it's the only girl, they're making all the money. So, but, you know,
Well, and it's not just that. It's everything now, right? It's like all of these, men posting all these pictures and all of these women posting all of these pictures of them on a beach in Bali or them on like a yacht or like
Yeah.
the family photos of people vacationing in exotic places and doing exotic
and they're
things.
living on their credit cards and one paycheck away from
Yeah.
failure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not reality.
exactly. Yeah, living from paycheck to paycheck, and
Credit card to credit card.
credit card to credit card. Yeah, it's. I think social media has a big part of it. I think in that expectation that that men are out there making over $100,000 a year. Um, for me, I this actually came up in conversation at work, and we were talking about some one of the younger guys at work, and these they're between 19 and 24 years old. We're talking about how hard it was to go out and get their own place. And I said, well, a lot of you guys, I said, the number one biggest problem for you guys isn't really what you're making an hour, it's what you're spending. And this expectation of going out and getting your own place and having your own place and having a $750 car payment makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. I said, I didn't think that way when I was 18. I knew I needed a car to get to A to B.
See,
The
I think you're misplacing the cause and the effect on that one. Because I think what happens is that people get so lost and upset and like disparaged about the fact that they can't and they don't think that they'll ever be able to, that leads them to going and buying the $750 car because why shouldn't I have something nice if I'm never going to have my own place?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of agree with you there, though. I get what you're saying, but I think it has a lot to do. Well, Bob, my buddy's got driving an Acura, and my other buddy's driving a Lexus, and I'm making $20 an hour at this warehouse, and I should be driving an Audi. And to me it's not it's gotten to the point where they're competing with each other, and then they want their own place, and they're bitching that they can't afford their own place because you know it's too expensive. But yet if they didn't have the $750 car payment or truck payment, that
I mean,
one bedroom.
are you talking about people that are living with their parents that want to get their own apartment, or
Yes,
people that are
exactly. I'm
trying to
talking
buy
about
their first house?
no, I'm not talking about the people that are trying to buy their first house. I'm talking about the 18, 19, 20-year old that's living with mom and dad that's ready to move out, and they're frustrated because they can't afford their own place, but yet, they have a $700 truck payment. They're making $20 an hour. They're going out to eat every night. They're buying, these clothes that they can't afford. They're living beyond their means, and they don't understand why they can't afford to have their own
I'm,
place.
I don't know, but the whole other side of that is if you look at rent prices, like $20 an hour isn't going to get you a place no matter what, no matter where you go.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes into play. I mean, when Bruce was looking for a place for the first time, his salary didn't match what rent was. That was expensive
It
for
was
him.
way closer though.
I was making $4.30 an hour.
Yeah, but rent was what, $500 a month?
Yeah, but I had to get a roommate.
Yeah, but now people are making $14 an hour, and rent is $2,000 a month.
But I didn't have a car payment either because I wasn't stupid enough to buy a. I didn't have a car payment until the second year I was married, and even then, I got a realistic car I bought that for like $7,000 brand new, which was a stick shift Mustang with nothing in it.
And cars are $45,000 brand new now.
Yeah. Well, you can't buy a basic vehicle anymore. They don't make.
Yeah, you can. What do you call makes the cheap car? I forget. There's a couple cheap ones. I think there's still some around 10 grand.
I'm willing to give that young people nowadays are foolish with their money, as we all were when we were young. But let's not ignore the fact that there are a lot of things that have gotten way more expensive.
I had one credit card out of high school, a gas card.
No, I'm with you, Kevin, but I think too, it's part of this whole part of what women expect men to be at when they get married. And it's just like these kids these guys that are growing up and becoming men have no idea how to budget, how to take care of their finances. And that's part of the problem too. And I get where women sometimes, they have high expectations of us, and they don't realize that we're just a bunch of fucking bumbling fools, some of us, and we don't have our shit together. And, to me, it's just, I don't know. I think me and Bruce come from a different generation, and I think you are the same way. I think your dad raised you the same way my dad raised me, and that's to be financially stable and understand your finances and not to live beyond your means. I think you grew up that.
My financial stability is brand new.
But I mean, in reality, I mean, the kids can't afford a date. I mean, the gals want a $200 date,
right?
I mean, that's half their paycheck for a date,
And then and I know things are different between ages. What the 20-year-old female is expecting for a dinner is a lot different than, say, a 30 or 40-year-old is expecting for a date.
I don't think so.
No, I think a 20-year-old wants it to be cute, not too extravagant, but cute. Where the older woman, I think, wants extravagant. That she wants the nice place, the nice restaurant. She wants to be picked up. She wants to be picked up in a nice car. She wants to see the guy nicely dressed and, hair combed and beard done and all that. I think at 20, he's cute, Bruce. You know that, Bruce. He's just cute.
And but I think the expectations of spending money are the same.
I think
you think it's the same, huh?
Oh yeah, I do. I agree.
Yeah, because all of those 20-year-olds care about all of those Instagram meals that all of their friends are putting on social media.
Yeah, I mean, social media, they're whining and dining, flowers, big dinner, fancy car, party,
17% of working American men ages 15 and plus made six figures or more in 2021. I don't know how the fucking 50-year-olds making six figures.
Yep, social media.
I guess official data shows that they were a total of 131,389 working American men ages 15 and above during the year under review. Out of these, 22,619, that 17% made $100,000 or more. So that pool's getting smaller and smaller for what women think guys should be making a year, and you got them, every one of those girls. There was one girl in the poll that I actually saw say a decent number. I didn't think she was right around that 60,000 mark. And she's like, I think 62,000, she said. And I was like, okay, she has somewhat of a realistic idea of what a guy is averaging making in the United States, but 17.2% made 100,000 or more. 17%. A recent Pew, our favorite people, the Pew people research study suggested a tectonic shift in dating and sex life of men. This study found that among men under 30 years old, over 60% are single. That's a pretty high fucking number, man. Jesus Christ,
Did
dude.
you say under 30? Under 30 years old?
Yeah. Under 30 years old, over 60% are single. Almost double that of women in the same age bracket.
Yeah.
So who the fuck are they dating?
I don't think half the 60% even want to date.
Are they dating themselves, Kevin? Static's back. Yeah.
Way to blow out. Way to blow out.
Will be back, baby. I love it. It only happens when he starts talking, Bruce. It's just hilarious. Yeah, I mean, if that's double of what the women in the same age bracket, who the fuck are the women dating, dude?
Well, I don't even. That's 60%. I don't think 30. Half of them probably don't want to date anyways.
Yeah.
So that knocks it down to 15% of the guys that might date.
Yeah. I mean, it's so complicated. It has become more complicated as we've gotten older. Would you agree to that, Bruce?
Well,
definitely. I mean, and I get it. I mean, like the expectations when you were younger, it was just, asking the girl out. It was different. You were a teenager, and as you grow up, and you get in your 20s, you start asking women out. Now it's dinner, and there was really at a point in time where like finances weren't discussed in your 20s, when you were dating someone. And now this whole new generation, that seems to be the most important part. Now it's like, are you, and don't get me wrong, I think it's great that, if you want to start a relationship, yeah, I want to start a relationship with someone that is financially stable. I'm sure you would too as well, right? I mean, you don't want to start with a relationship with someone that's already fucking filed bankruptcy twice and is on her way for her third time, So
two pennies to rub together either.
Yeah, I mean, so I like that part where that's one of the expectations, and something that is important now when dating is where you stand financially, and because I mean, let's be honest, Bruce, we've been through it. We were married for a long time, and we've had our ups and downs, and finances always seems to be that one thing where we have those pretty heated arguments.
Yeah, man, I've done that struggle, been through that struggle, lived that struggle. Don't have to live that struggle now, and don't intend to go back to that struggle now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to start dating someone that you're going to have to each week bail out. It's like, hey, I'm going to be short this week on my car payment. Can you help me out?
Yep.
That gets very tiresome, when someone is doing
or
that
take
to
care
you.
of their kids or any of that crap.
Yeah.
Because at my age, there's that attachment and baggage that comes with that. So,
Yep. Yeah, it's tough. And I mean, I like that. I like that that's an important thing. And I think that was always an important thing for people our age, when we started dating. It's just like we looked for that. That's important to us, is how financially stable are. Do you have your own place? Do you, do you own a car?
Tables have been turned now. There are men looking at that at women.
Yeah. Men are taking it to that next level at a younger age.
Yeah.
And I don't blame guys, because if you're going by someone's Instagram account and you start dating that person, you have seen her pictures, you've seen the lifestyle that she is living and what she's expecting. So for a guy, I think when guys are doing that at such a young age and starting to put finances into their heads and thinking to themselves, can I afford to date her? And if the answer is no, then don't waste your time. And I think it's a good thing that guys in their 20s and mid 20s are taking that into consideration now, because they're probably looking down into the future and thinking, okay, am I going to end up marrying this girl? Is she going to fucking ruin my life, ruin my credit, lose my house, have to start all over in my 40s? And, so I think it's a good thing that guys, and I think gals too as well, but I think it's a good thing that guys in their early 20s are starting to look at how their partner deals with their finances. Kevin?
I missed the first part of that question.
Well, yeah, I was talking about how guys today, it used to be a thing that me and Bruce at our age used to take into consideration when dating was your financial status. Are you still living at home? Do you own your own car? Are you paying your bills? But now that has switched over to where the guy in the mid 20s and 20s and 25 is also taking that now into consideration when looking for a partner.
I mean, I think it happens way more the other way. I think, like I think from the onset of dating now, I think that's more of a women's perspective that they have it ingrained in them now that they are looking for people that are going not to provide them the life that they want, but I think there's a lot of women, especially when you get outside of the 20s, that they are looking for someone who is stable enough for them. Like they're
Yeah.
looking for a financially stable partner.
Well, the
No,
research
what we were
says
saying was,
your research says you're wrong because it's the guy now that's worried
yeah,
about that in the
because
mid
it was
20s.
traditionally is always women that was looking for that, but now the guys
The
flipped
guy is
flip,
the-
flip
yeah the
script a bit.
guy is now worried because and I think guys have realized, and hey, don't get me wrong, ladies, that they are going to make more money than she does throughout their relationship, whether it's dating into marriage, all that. They know they're going to make more money. And I think guys at Maya and Bruce's age, when we go back out in the dating world, that used to be an important factor in whether or not we continue in this relationship. But guys now, and the research has showed guys are spending
Younger.
more time paying attention. And I think social media has something to do with that. I think, like I was saying, I think guys see these gals on social media and what they expect and starting to think, can I financially support this woman with what I make? And if the answer is no, for a guy, if the smartest thing you could do is walk away, just walk away from that relationship, try to find someone that is a little bit more stable. For me, I was raised different. One of the biggest perks of me deciding to marry Katrina was the fact that both of us were financially stable. She had very, very odd, Kevin, for someone in the late 80s, a female, to have a checking account, a job, her own car, and her own place. And that wasn't you didn't see that in the 80s. Someone in a teenager, she was 18, 19 years old. So for me, that was a big plus. I was like, oh shit, look at this. She can write a check. She can pay the bill. Back then, a lot of girls were just like, hey, you're paying for this, you're paying for that. So that was one of my things. And to me, that was sexy to me that I had someone that could pay her own bills, and has been doing it for quite some time. So I think it's a good thing that guys in their early 20s are putting that into their head and saying, can I afford her?
I mean, I say that now.
Now, can I afford your
On the
ass?
dating sites, all these gals are going, and I love to take vacations, and I'm going to tour Europe this summer, and it's like, okay, you're a vacation queen.
Yeah,
and those aren't cheap.
Yeah, no. The article, some men choose to be single from various reasons. Flexibility, enjoying the freedom that comes with being single. True. I think I think that is number one. I think when it comes to guys is just having that flexibility. And I think as time goes by and the more time you spend by yourself, that becomes even more difficult to give up, is that flexibility of being able to get up in the morning and just get in your fucking car and say, I'm going to Napa today, or I'm going golfing today. How important is your flexibility to you, Kevin?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty regimented, but I mean, when I have my free time, I mean, flexibility is important. I like to be able to do whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah. So if she were to call you on a Saturday and tell you, hey, Sunday, we're going to church, is that okay?
No, I get super annoyed by that shit even when my family does
it. Sunday's football, honey. Does God watch football? Is there football at church? No, kidding. How about you, Bruce? I know flexibility is big with you because you have been single for quite some time. You have your set ways. And how much would you say you're willing to give up on that flexibility to start a relationship? 0. Come on, you got to give up a little bit. 0.
Why?
How about you, Kevin? How much are you willing to give up out of 100% of your freedom, your flexibility to do things? How much would you be willing to give up to get started in a relationship?
Half.
Half. Yeah. See, I'm with Kevin. I'm willing to give up half of my flexibility to commit to a relationship. I think that's a good number, but I think it's important that you set that in stone right at the beginning. Correct, Kevin?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I'm back.
Hello, Becky. Yeah. No, well, yeah. For me, I think I always get lost when I see Becky's there. You do things to me, Becky. You make me forget what I'm talking about.
Becky, the new place is great, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think your flexibility and it does matter how long you've been single. I think the guy that just got out of relationship is probably less flexible. Yes, Kevin, to get back into a relationship. Some guys, huh? Some guys can't wait.
I don't know. That's all. People are weird, man. That's all that I can say about that. Because men and women are the same. You get both across both. You know, some women are like they break up and they're immediately looking for another relationship. Guys are the same way. Some guys just want to jump right back in after it's over.
Yeah, I just it blows me away. I mean, I was in a marriage for 20, marriage and dating 22, 23 years. And it's like when I got that little taste of freedom, I'm not saying I turned into a whore, but I was pretty damn close to it. But I felt like this was my chance to get back out there and see, a fresh start and meet new people, have fun. The last thing I was thinking about was jumping right back into, a committed relationship, because I felt like if I would have done that early, I think that person would have lost. It wouldn't have gotten 100% of me,
Well, I mean, and that's usually how it goes. Like
Yeah.
with people that have to be in like those committed long-term relationships all the time, they usually wind up having a couple of failures right after they get out of a long relationship because they're not ready, but they don't know how to exist any other way.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like going right back into it's like losing $100 at the blackjack table and just thinking you can go over to the next blackjack table and make that $100 back. And it doesn't work that way, man. Bachelor pad. How much? I love this one because it's a big one. The bachelor pad, referring to share the bachelor pad with a partner. That's a tough one, huh? This is where I keep my soap. This is where my brush goes. This is where, I do throw my dirty clothes on the ground. I mean, you willing to give up some of that bachelor pad time there?
Oh God, I'm willing as long as you can let me, play my video games in front of the TV or do what I want to do for a little while. You can have all of it. I don't care. Like I hate decorating and I hate dealing with all of that stuff. So if you're gonna come over and make my place look nice, I'll help keep it clean and
Hey,
I'm good.
Bruce, Kevin
It's
needs
fine.
someone right now to come over to his place because he needs someone to decorate because nothing's up. He does.
Hey,
Kevin's
Kevin,
trying to sell it right now, man. He's
Kevin,
like, I'm not good at decorating. By the way, I just moved to Georgia.
Just get your daughter to do it.
Oh
That is
yeah.
true.
So yeah,
That's
she
true.
hates me for that though. I ask her and she's also a teenager, so I ask her about something and she's like, I don't care.
Yeah, dude. Kevin would have a bunch of Beyonce posters up and shit.
I just let my daughter decorate the house. It was just easier.
Yeah, but your daughter's a woman.
That's a good call.
Yeah, she's a grown woman. I mean, Kevin lets her do it. I could just imagine. I don't know what's in right now with teenagers, but I'm sure it's stuff Kevin doesn't want on his walls.
Don't let her put posters, Kevin.
Post Malone poster.
Yeah, sure. And also, like the reality of the situation, I'm colorblind, so if I decorate, it's gonna look awful anyway.
That is true. That's true. I forgot. Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Stripes and florals. Just go that way. You can't make
it.
Yeah.
You ghost me. You ghoster. Come on, Kevin. What the hell?
I'm always in trouble somewhere.
Snow globing.
Yeah, it does make it fun. You can really no, that's red. I swear to God, that's red. But I know this is going to be a fucking stupid question, Kevin. But I've always wanted to. I've never had the balls to ask anybody. But can you tell what's red at all? Have you figured out a way to know what that's red?
So
What you see?
color blindness is messed up like that. So I am red green colorblind, and what that actually means is like I can see red and I can see green. But if you put red and green next to one another, they look like the same color to me.
Oh fuck! Yeah,
they have those glasses you can get now, Kevin.
I have them.
Oh, okay.
They're wild.
Yeah.
Like I never knew, like for me, one of the craziest things was, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but in Illinois, all of the highway signs are like this bright, vibrant green.
Yeah.
And my entire life, they looked like this washed out, like greenish brown. And I got those glasses and my mind was blown.
You were blown away. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen
That's
people
why he
on
loves Christmas.
YouTube where they get, the kid finally gets the glasses and and of course they decorated, they put all the colorful balloons out for him and all that stuff. And he opens up the box, and I mean, the kids are literally in tears to see color. It's like,
yeah, it's weird.
It's not colorblind. Yeah, no, Kevin sees that it's purple behind me, right, Kevin?
Sure.
lavender,
Sure.
lavender.
Lavender.
So funny thing about that is I found out that I was colorblind when I was like 8 years old, and I just gave up on color. So now people ask me all the time, "Oh, what color is this?" And I have no idea
Yeah,
because I
just
just
throw
don't
out,
care about
just
color.
throw out. Yeah, that looks beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, the
Yeah.
bachelor pad, I think, too, is one of those staples that, I think guys have a hard time giving up the bachelor pad because I think a lot of times we work so hard to get that pad, right? It's
Well,
like
here's the plus. I know where
yeah,
everything is in my house.
that's true too. That's the big one, man. And I'm one of those guys. Throughout my entire marriage, I could not stand like knickknacks. I can't
Oh,
stand them. And they were everywhere, on the night. This is a
clutter,
coffee table.
clutter.
Clutter. I can't stand clutter and I can't stand little figurines. And she had figurines all throughout the bathroom, the kitchen, the freaking living room. I couldn't put a drink down because I had to move a statue of some half naked Michael, out of my goddamn way, and it's just like, for me, like the bachelor pad is the place that it's yours. You know what I mean? It's some place that you worked hard to get, and it's your escape. And a lot of times, that's what we look at it as our escape, our place to go to get away from the nonsense, from work, from friends, from women, and trying to have someone come in that environment. I think I can understand how most men have a hard time giving up that space.
Did you know? Did you know that your wife liked to collect knickknacks before you got married?
No, I did not, dude.
That came
No,
after.
no, because her
Mine,
place
yeah,
was just simple. It
yeah.
was a bed, nightstand, living room, couch, end tables, coffee table, TV, dining room table. Simple. I was like, this is fucking
So did she
great.
do it out of spite then?
No, she just got into this fucking knickknack craze, dude. And like,
Well,
Oh
see, I
man.
had it worse because my wife never had her own place until we got
yeah,
together, right? So she just
Oh,
so I didn't know what I was in for that until we got married. And it was like, changing throw pillows every other week, and the knickknack, and
yeah,
wanting to paint a room and changing this, and then it's
yeah,
like, holy crap, And I
accent walls,
mean,
Bruce.
yeah,
yeah,
I go, oh
yeah.
wait, furniture's 2 years old. We need a new couch.
Yeah,
Well,
and even
there's nothing wrong
couch.
with this
I
one.
don't. Oh, it's
I don't
brown.
like it anymore.
It's
We
brown.
need we need to update. It's like,
And I
holy,
want to answer Becky's question. No, Becky, I think some guys, even if she's awesome, that bachelor pad is like their escape. It's like I said, it's to some guys, that's their getaway. And I can
my whole
understand.
house is my man cave.
No, I mean, I think if a girl's awesome, then your ideas on like decorating and how you want your place to be would be aligned, or at least it'd be similar enough that it wouldn't be an imposition.
Should I use
Yeah.
that word, John, that I always use
Go
for
ahead.
Kevin?
I'm waiting for you to say it because if she's that nice, she's a what, Bruce?
Well, a unicorn.
a unicorn.
Yeah, but
She's a dude. She's a dude, Kevin.
She's a dude. So
because I can guarantee you, if you have a neon painted Muhammad Ali picture in your living room, that's the first fucking thing that's going when she moves in there.
I mean, why would you have that? My God, that sounds awful.
Or
man cave.
A black Jesus up on your wall. Guess what's happening to the black Jesus? It's going in the closet.
I haven't put anything up on my walls.
All right, Kevin. Remember your first place.
Half-naked women posters.
Yeah. Remember your first place. Do you remember your first place?
Yeah.
Did it have this style that you wanted?
No.
Now, what kind of pictures did you have up? It wasn't flowers and boats and fucking.
No, my first place away from home was probably a drug den, so it didn't have anything up on the walls.
It didn't have nothing on the wall.
No, I had 3 roommates. I had 2 roommates, and we were not the kind of people that cared about decorating or having anything up on the wall. I think we had like $100 couch.
Yeah. No, that first place is tough, and a lot of times you're right, Kevin. You're sharing that place, so not a lot of us have an opportunity to have your own place until maybe later in life. But to me, I'm not saying I am this guy, but I can understand. I'm just saying I can understand how some guys don't want to give up that space. That's their way of getting away from life, and I can see where it may be tough for someone. For a guy to give up that section of his life that to someone that he even may even marry someday. And what's the first thing we try to do when we get a house, Kevin, Bruce? Our own fucking spot. We try to make our man cave. That's the first thing you try to do when you get your first own house.
It's never big enough for that.
Yeah, when I bought my first house, I told my wife, I said, it's got to be 4 bedrooms. She goes, yeah, that's right. It has to be 4 bedrooms. I said, a bedroom for me and her, one for Hope, because she's a girl. She can't share a bedroom with her brothers. And she's like, and a bedroom for JP and a bedroom for Frank. I go, no. JP and Frank share a room. I want my own office. And I said, that's important to me. I want to build a computer room. And that's what I had. And I had a room that had 4 computers in it. And I had this big desk that I made on the wall. I bought sheetrock, plywood, and I stained it. And I had a huge desk that went an L-shaped desk with 4 computers. The kids can come in there and play and do stuff, but that was my space. It didn't last long. The boys started fighting and killing each other, so we had to give them their own room. But you know what I'm saying? I said, it's like every guy tries to get that man cave, whether it's in a garage or a spare bedroom when one of the kids leaves.
I did all I could do to buy our first place was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, and I had a daughter.
Yeah, so you had the daughter.
Rooms for me and my wife, and 1 room for the daughter, and that was the whole place.
That was the whole place, yeah.
That was the whole place.
Self-esteem, exploring the effects of self-esteem on the decisions to remain single. Kevin, your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. That's a difficult question because it is self-esteem. A lot of guys nowadays feel like they just aren't good enough for women, so they don't try.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of regret and a lot of names that can get thrown around because again, like, guys do stupid shit when they start living that life for long enough.
Yeah. Self-esteem is a tough one. Kevin, Bruce, you want to touch on that one as well?
Hey, so yeah, it is because I'm not the top 10%. I mean, I'm not 6 feet tall, 6 figures maybe, but yeah, I mean, I'm not a 10.
Come on, Bruce.
I was a 10. No.
Becky, is Brucey a 10? Where'd you put Bruce?
I'm older now, right?
Yeah.
I'm retired.
Bruce is a United Kingdom 11.
He's that Saudi prince.
So yeah, I mean, man, as soon as you say you're under 6 feet tall, it's like that's a big strike.
Yeah, I'm 4'11".
Even I mean, you can't even meet a gal online if they see that you're under 6 feet tall. They're just not going to even pay attention to you at all.
And I think that's insane. That is insane. I mean, you're 5'2". And I get you want to, a lot of times that 6-foot guy isn't this big muscly guy. I get that they want someone that they feel safe around, but sweetheart, you could be just as safe or next to a 5'10" guy than you can be with a guy that's 6'3", 6'4",
It's silly, but it's a fact, and they hold out for that, and it's like, I mean, you wouldn't get not even a second look because like you're just under that imaginary.
Not even a first one. Not even
a first look. You get a blink. You get a blink. You remember when you were little and your parents used to say, "Don't." You're going through this little town. They would always tell you, "Don't blink. You're gonna miss it," and you'd be like, "Whatever, Dad." That's what they do. Was there a guy standing next to me? I didn't see him.
They take the chance to actually talk to the guy. Wow, man, that guy's really got his shit together. He's a nice guy, but he's 4 inches under the 6-foot rule. So see you.
Bruce goes, I'll give you that extra 4 inches.
You're pretty much invisible in real life too. So I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's a flirting skills. Poor flirting skills can prevent people from attracting partners. Brucey, I'm going to go to you, man. You say you have poor flirting skills.
Oh yeah, I'm oblivious to it. I mean, if they're flirting with me, it's like I think you're just being friendly. And then my flirting skills. People claim I'm flirting. I'm actually just being nice and trying to have a conversation. But they'll come back and say, "Oh, you were flirting with me." Well, wasn't intentional. I was just striking up a conversation. I don't know how you call it flirting, but
Yeah, I was just asking you what your bra size was. I wasn't flirting with you at all, man. Kevin, you have supreme flirting skills, I've been told.
I am ignorant to women flirting at me, same as Bruce, and I've never been ever accused of flirting when I wasn't, or when I was.
Yeah. How percentage wise, and I know this is tough, but percentage wise, how where do you think that sits with the reason guys are single?
I think part of the problem is the guys don't pick up the subtle hints from the gals, right? Because the girls, most of them aren't going to approach you. Most of them aren't going to come out and say, "Hey, I'm interested." So they're throwing the subtle hints out that they think are obvious.
Yeah.
But guys are not really in tune to that. The gal, doing that look and turn away, look away, or little smile, or the eyes up like that. The guy's thinking he's looking behind him actually, and he's going to think, all right, I'm not going up there because, maybe she's just got something in her eyes. Or did she call me a jerk, a stalker? She's going to blow me off, or she's with a group of friends, and how am I going to approach it? So most guys are going to go, screw it. I ain't doing it.
See, if you feel like she has something in her eye, you should have went up there with a napkin and say, "Here, let me help you get that out of your eye."
You get a drop kick in your groin. Yeah. I mean, the worst thing is to be called is a creep, or you're bothering me, or to get literally just. I mean, it's one thing when she's not interested, but it was when they make a big deal out of it. That's embarrassing. It's like walk out of the bar.
Yeah. How about you, Kevin? Where do you think that sits as far as the reason men are single and just not having the flirting skills?
I'm gonna say that it's probably pretty high because, from the other side of that, like kind of what Bruce was saying, a lot of things nowadays that you see online, especially when you hear like women talking online and social media and stuff like there is a lot of the whole like, don't come and talk to me. I don't want you to talk to me. Why would you come up and talk to me? And I think that there is a lot of intimidation that goes into like those first moments of attempting to flirt with a woman, especially nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, you're both right. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I think guys don't know, not just not know what to say, but are just so afraid, that
they don't want to be accused of anything.
You're going to be in a YouTube video in a gym if you happen to walk up to a gal in a gym. God, heaven forbid you did that.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't be. Number one, you shouldn't even be talking to girls at the gym anymore because they're busy doing their Instagram shit, and you're just getting in their goddamn way, and that's how they look at it. Unless you're super fucking hot and it's going to help her get some views, yeah, then she's going to, if you come in and you're fucking roided all out and you're fucking buffed and you're 6 foot tall and you got blonde hair and brown and blue eyes, then you're okay. But yeah. I think it's pretty high, and we've talked about this before, but I think that's one of the skills that I think online dating has hurt men with, and is just not having that ability to practice that, in real life.
Texting can be so many different ways that you can read and interpret the text, and flirting online. That's approach at that point.
I'm saying though, I think guys don't know anymore how to approach a woman, being that it's all done on text messages and social media and dating apps. I think that skill has been lost, and that fear has been amped because guys just don't know anymore what to and what not to say, because he would rather sit there at the end of the bar and go, hey, just give me your phone number so I can text you, and you're at the bar and they're 10 feet away from each other,
Well, now there are some apps, John.
Yeah, I know.
That actually will furnish you an opening line for a text message. So
AI.
Yeah. So if you got to make the first line or first contact, they'll give you a suggestion of first line. Hold on, phone's ringing. But yeah, it's like, that's silly.
Being an invert can reduce exposure to your potential mates and limit options. That is, I can see that happening to a lot of guys too.
Well, being an introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to touch that one at all. We're not like.
I mean,
like, very few of us.
I'm definitely introvert, and just the idea of like having to be in a social setting where there's multiple people around, just that gives me anxiety. And now you want to add like talking to a woman in a manner that you're trying to flirt with her, that redlines my anxiety.
Okay, but does it change though for you, Kevin, if you are already in that relationship and she gets you to go to this party? Is the anxiety gone a little bit, or is it still up there?
No, I mean it's never gone, because like for me, even when I go to social events with my friends or whatnot, like at one point in the evening, I'm gonna be the guy that's standing off by himself, not talking to anybody, because I'm just not a small talk kind of person.
Okay.
And it's at that point that like my social battery is spent and I am ready to go home.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's me sometimes, depending on the setting. A lot of times I would rather be outside smoking. Well, I don't smoke anymore, or go out and vape, but I would rather be elsewhere if I have that. Yeah. I'm like that. If I feel like where I'm at and I kind of look around and I really don't see anyone I'm really interested in talking to, a man or woman, and I will just, kind of find my way out, like to the backyard or to the front yard, and maybe socialize with one person that's out there as well. I'm more comfortable in that one-on-one. Are you that way too?
If you're in a social situation where there's multiple people, that's one thing. But if you're in a place where there's a lot of strangers, like that's a little bit more difficult to reconcile. Sorry, go ahead.
How about you, Bruce? Are you that way? Bruce, I've seen you. You're not that way at all, because I've seen you approach everyone. You talk to everyone.
I mean, I can, but I mean, I have been in those positions where it's like, there's like nobody here that I can really have a conversation with. I don't know everybody. And it's like, I think I'm just going to skip out and grab a smoke over here someplace.
That's you and me. At just about every one of the parties, it's just me and Bruce out front, dude, in the backyard.
We've been there, John. I mean, the last time we were up at the winery thing, where were we?
We just went kind of, me and Bruce kind of like, we like who were around. It's just like, I rather just go over here and talk to Bruce,
I didn't want to be the center of everybody, of all the conversation.
Exactly.
I would just and
it's
move
tough.
on,
And I don't consider myself being an introvert, but I guess depending, like you're saying though, Kevin, I guess it does depend on the settings. If I'm in a place where I know a majority of the people, I'm going to be comfortable, but yet I can still kind of sense myself saying, you know what, I'm going to go in the backyard or I'm going to go out front. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
No, I mean, we came back when, we helped with the cornhole a little bit, and then we'd wander back and we'd get in a couple of conversations with few groups and then we'd wander back away. And,
I think I am more comfortable with the 1, 2, maybe 3 people conversations than I am, say, with being around 5, 6, 7 people and trying to hold a conversation. I feel like I'm going to end up doing something stupid, and I end up usually doing something stupid, but I don't consider that something that makes me decide that I don't want to date. Like, I don't think that's on my list of things that I do that I feel I don't want to date, because I think dating is getting to know that person, and a lot of times it's on a one-on-one situation. Most of the time when you're dating someone, very seldom are you going to end up, eventually you're going to end up meeting the parents, you're going to end up meeting some of the friends, and end up going to some sort of party, work party with them. But I think for me, being an introvert, I don't think it would kind of stop me from wanting to keep trying to find a date. You know what I mean? How about you, Kevin?
No, I don't think it stops you, but so like again, we're talking about like those initial moments when you're trying to,
that is true.
arrange for a date or talk to somebody. And I don't think that it stops people from wanting to do that, but it makes it way more of a challenging task. So people might be more willing to procrastinate and not do it in the moment and have come up with reasons to not do it, saying they'll do it later.
Yeah, I agree. Let me pull this up. All right, there we go. Low effort, not putting yourself out there, can be interpreted as being closed off and unapproachable. Tough one.
Yeah, you learn to be that.
Some chicks like that though. They're like that. I don't give a shit attitude.
I mean, it does work sometimes when you just don't seem to be interested, and that seems to attract them. It's like, you're out at a bar, you're just really not interested. And next thing you know, you got somebody talking to you because they've picked up that you're just not interested.
Kevin, what do you think? Hey, yeah, you look good. All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
I mean, I agree with Bruce. I think that works for some people. I mean, I don't know that at that point, like if you're talking about like how you're playing something, whether you act interested or uninterested, I think again, I think a lot of that intimidation leads to guys acting like they're uninterested, and I think that probably does turn a lot of women off. But yeah, like Bruce said, there's always those women that see a challenge and they got to go for it.
Yeah, I see that challenge. It's like, oh, dude, he doesn't like me. I'm gonna make him like me. God damn it!
It's like I keep walking up to him or getting next to him, like waiting for him to strike up the conversation. He keeps wandering away. Yeah, I'm guilty.
Who are those people? I don't know.
Oh,
I want to meet.
Too close. I can't talk to that pretty girl. And walk away.
Yeah, no, that was high school, man. It's like, oh no. You just like grab your books and take off running as fast as you can. Then you send her the note. Do you like me? Check yes or no.
I still think we just bring the damn cards
out. You just watch them throw the note away at the end of class.
Everybody has a yes or no card. You just flash it.
Dude, I just want to do that just for fun and record it at a bar. Just have somebody sitting away where they can't see they're being recording it, and then just go up to a chick at a bar with a little note. Do you like me? Check yes or no, and just see her reaction. I just want to see that. Would I get kicked out of the bar, Bruce? Probably not.
That depends on whether she's got a sense of humor or not.
Yeah, it does depend. Yeah. I think it would be fucking cute though, actually. Yeah. Here we go. Let's dig into it. Let's dig into the nitty gritty of it. The nitty gritty of it.
Cha-ching.
Hi.
Cha-ching.
Financial cost of dating. Why? This is number one. The number one response
Shocker.
from all men on why they are choosing to be single is high financial costs. Kevin, you want to start us off?
I mean, as we started this podcast off with, the expectations that a lot of the younger women have nowadays for what they want out of life and what they expect their partners to make has gotten to be unreasonable. Like out of the realm of reality reasonable because they expect most men to be making $250,000 a year.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I absolutely think because it's not even actual high financial cost, it's implied financial cost, and it's actual financial cost because everything has become so unaffordable these days.
Yeah, I mean, shit, just going to the supermarket can kill you. But man, you try to take somebody out for dinner now, it's just like, and if
Not even that.
you
Think about like cooking for two. Think about
cooking
cooking
for
for four
two,
after you have
yeah,
kids,
yeah,
buying a house,
yeah.
buying two cars, and having two car payments.
Are both of you guys, do you think guys are looking that far ahead though? Are you not just like past the dating into the relationship, in the marriage as being the financial cost as being number one? You think guys are looking that far ahead?
The older guys are. The younger guys, I don't think have thought that out. They're still thinking with the little head.
They're just still thinking the date itself. They're not thinking like Kevin saying, do you feel guys are like the financial cost of dating eventually goes into those other things where you're dating, relationship, engagement, marriage, kids, house, mortgage, all that shit? You think, Kevin, that guys are looking that far ahead when they consider this being the number one reason?
I
Financial
mean, we've already
cost?
talked about how most young people aren't dating. So if it's most 30 and 40-year-olds, yeah,
I,
I do.
Yeah, that is insane. I mean, I'm trying to think back, like my even with like I'm trying to think back, like I'm not gonna consider high school dating the same, but like my first date outside of high school, I don't think I was thinking marriage. Were you, Kevin?
I mean, probably not, but I mean that depends on like what age we're talking about too. Because like I don't
18, you
know,
graduate high school. You just graduated high school. Now, say you're 19, you just start dating someone. Were you already considering marriage as the final step in that
not.
relationship?
I mean, probably not from a financial aspect.
Yeah.
But even then, like, so if we omit all of that other stuff, like you're still talking about all of these women being completely influenced by social media and
Yeah.
like their
Yeah.
expectations for dates are and nights out and all of that stuff. And that is a huge financial burden. You're talking about, and I'm not saying that this is all women or whatnot, but there are
Yes,
women
you
out
are. Yes, you are.
there
Just
expecting to
don't worry
spend
about it. All the hate mail goes to Deana.
$1,000 on the first date. You
Yeah.
know, they expect, to be picked up in a limo and to go to a four-star Michelin
Private
restaurant.
jet,
And
private jet.
I mean, maybe not a private jet, but they're
let
talking
alone the
about,
weekend away that they want. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
spa and all that stuff when they get there, to be pampered and get the massages and I mean,
well, and no, like
yeah.
don't take them to a Best Western or a Holiday Inn. Like,
Oh no,
Oh,
no, no, no!
Jesus
They're
Christ.
talking about a resort.
yeah,
The guy's like, what you should see their breakfast in the morning. It's unbelievable.
Preferably a resort you need a passport to travel to. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That whole hotel thing that kind of gets me too, because I've been down that road where like I was out of town and staying with other people and finding someone at a bar. I'm not going to go into full details, and then trying as a man sitting in the car trying to find a decent hotel that doesn't make me look cheap for one.
especially if
And
you
it,
don't know the area.
and you don't know the area. Yeah, that was me, man. I'm sitting in the fucking car parking lot going, okay, 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 okay. And I'm looking, and of course, what do? We look for stars, right? We're like, okay, well, that one's got 4 stars. That one's got 5 stars. Then you get there and you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, oops.
Someone lied about their stars, dude. Yeah, it gets expensive. And I hope like that's not going through. I shouldn't say I hope, because I think it's a good thing. Wouldn't you say, for a guy to think that far ahead, especially if he feels that this is a relationship that he feels is the next step, and that's, marriage, to maybe consider the high financial cost of what it's going to be like down the road.
No, I also think that things are defined a little bit differently nowadays. They're different than when we were younger. Like, if you're talking about a relationship, a guy's already pretty serious about it, because
Yeah.
most people nowadays, if they're not in a relationship where they're thinking about seriously being with one another, they're probably seeing 2 or 3 different people at a time.
Oh, okay. I hear you. Maybe it's just different times, huh, Bruce?
But
I don't know. I think
could be. I mean, I've had some date when I was online at matched with some gal, younger gal, and it was like, and usually when I do that, I set up for a meet and greet, not a date, but a meet and greet
Yeah.
to see
Yep.
whether it's worth even to have the date, right? And
Where
she asked,
they exchange NDAs.
yeah. So her thought process was, no, I don't do meet and greets. It's a date, you know.
Yeah.
Which she goes,
Bye.
which means dinner, drinks, and a movie, right off the bat. It's
Bye,
like,
Felicia.
yeah. And I I go, yeah, I don't do that on the first
Yeah.
meet. I said, we're gonna have coffee. We're gonna meet for a cocktail, but I'm not taking it out on a date until I know that there's some compatibility, there's the connection. I said,
A
and
connection. Yeah.
yeah, so she unmatched me, and then I don't know, a couple weeks later on a different site, she matched me again, and I didn't reach out to her, and
Yeah.
she reached out to me, and she goes, "Well, you want to try it again?" I said, "Not if the same rules apply, no."
Unless you
And
want
then I
Starbucks,
unmatched
baby.
her.
It's the unmatched game by
Yeah.
Bruce.
So
Yeah, no, I mean that right there, that goes right into high financial costs. As a guy, you're smart, because why go into $250 dinner for someone that you're not going to be compatible with, when you can do it for 25 and just have a cup of coffee and sit
yep,
down and get to know someone.
yep.
But yeah, they want
So
their,
to me,
and
that's
we're,
just a gal looking for a free meal, a
yeah,
free night out with no commitment, because that's not going to happen.
yeah,
Uh, and it's like, how many you do what, 2 or 3 of those a week? Like, man, you're living pretty good, girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Fear of commitment, not guys. Guys have fear of commitment, Kevin.
Sure. I mean,
Sure.
it's that thing that you're talking about, like the whole, like, losing their space, losing their individuality, losing their independence.
Losing your money.
I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
all of it.
I think I think that I don't I find it funny. It's number two. I can't. I guess it could be 1A and 1B. Financial cost and fear commitment. They should be in 1A, because I think a lot of guys are in that boat where they're at the fear of commitment. But again, number three is negative past experiences, and I think that is a big part of the fear of commitment for a lot of guys. So,
Been there, done that.
yeah. And I think, do you think, this is kind of a tough question, but do you think that the fear of commitment is greater for the female than it is for the male?
I, I I
No.
don't know, because I think the financial part of the commitment is still on the male, pretty much predominantly in a relationship. Um, you know,
Because the
it,
numbers have changed
yeah,
over the
I mean,
years. It
it's
used to be the guys cheating on their wives. Now it's the wives cheating on the guys. So
well,
I'm wondering, the
because
fear of
there's no
commitment has
fault. There's
switched.
no there's no fault divorce. So if a woman gets bored or gets tired or anything like that, she can just divorce the guy for no reason. She's just tired, wants out.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think a lot of the guys that were like in relationships with the fear of commitment now know the red flags. They remember the red flags. And then when they get into any kind of a dating or girlfriend scenario, when that flag pops up, it scares the shit out of you.
Yeah, it does, man. You start
Brings
looking
back
for
memories. It's memories
you
that you
start
go,
looking for that fucking door.
memories that in the back of your head go, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. How about you, Kevin? Do you think that things have changed? I mean, the numbers have proven that it's the other way around now, where it's the females are now the ones that are deciding when to break up a relationship with cheating, and it's not the guy anymore. So do you feel maybe that makes sense that fear of commitment is number 2 now for guys, being that they see those stats that there's more likely that they're going to get cheated on than them cheating on them?
I mean, yeah. So yeah, I mean that makes sense, and I do believe that to be true. Um, I mean, one of the
Got Becky going now.
negative aspects
Hey,
of
Becky,
like
you know where to send the hate mail, Becky.
Becky, I'm just getting started. You're going to be real mad in a second, so let's go.
Yeah.
One of the big things that has happened because of like um, the feminism movement and stuff that, and like the equality and everything, is that there is way less of an investment now in relationships for women than there used to be. You know,
Right.
it used to be a really big thing. It used to be a really serious thing. And now it is less of a serious thing. And while I'm not going to get into, opinions on whether or not I
Oh,
think that's a
please
good
do.
thing,
Please do. Go ahead.
The
because,
floor is yours,
but
Kevin.
Yeah, floor is yours, Kevin. Go ahead.
I'm
There it
so
is. It's up.
ultimately,
It's up. You're safe. You're safe.
ultimately, I do think it is a good thing. I think that that things are the way that they should be right now, but I think that there is a lot of fallout occurring because I don't think women or men know how to deal with the playing field being.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people aren't ready to deal with the commitment issue on both sides of the issue. And then when something does happen, I think they don't have the skills to communicate with each other to try to come to a solution to that problem. And
Well,
whether it's
so
finances or children or religion or whatnot, you name it. I mean, if you've been married, you've been through all those, religion, children, arguments over finances, arguments over your own fucking job, and how to do your job. I mean, I've had that argument where I've had an argument with my ex telling me that I should go ask my employer for more money on my raise, and I'm like, look around, sweetheart, it just doesn't work. Life doesn't work that way. Yeah, sure, I can walk in there and ask for more money. I'm not going to get it. And what does that send? What kind of message does that send to my employer that
I
I
mean,
just got a $2.50 raise and I think I should get more?
Mama's
I
got
got
pants on.
I got a
Okay.
buddy that just got pulled back into work 5 days a week when he was going full remote, and his girlfriend, mother of his kids, was telling him up and down, so hey, you got to tell these people that you need to go back to work from home. I need help with the kids. And he's like,
Yeah.
this is my job. I'm
Yeah.
working. I can't tell them that I have to go back to remote so that I can help you with the kids.
Yeah, it's just and we're not saying all women are like that. Send your hate mail to Deana, but it's those types of conversations that make men fear commitment. It's just like, hey, you got to understand, this is life. This is how life works. So, you live in this fantasy world where you think. Now, for granted, I went from $23.50 an hour. And I was not expecting a $2.50 raise. That's unheard of, right? So for me, I'm like, oh shit, I'm proud of myself. I just got a $2.50 raise when everybody else in the country is getting a maybe a 5% raise. What's the average? 5, 10%? So I'm thinking to
Yeah.
myself, I'm proud of myself. So then to me, I'm thinking, hey, I must be doing something right at work. to get this kind of a raise, you know? And she shit on that. She's just like, oh no, you should get, you know, this is what these guys make. And I was like, well, okay. And I'm going to take it for instance. She's comparing a Chevron fuel driver to an independent fuel driver, small company of 50 trucks compared to Chevron with who knows how many fucking trucks Chevron has on the road.
Aren't they union Teamsters too?
Chevron?
Yeah.
I don't know. Chevron drivers make back then Chevron drivers were making between $28 and $32 an hour.
Yeah, they're probably Teamsters.
Yeah, I don't know if they were unionized or not, but she's like, oh, well, they share. I don't know how she knew that number or where she got that number from, but I was surprised that she knew that number. And I'm like, well, yeah, if I worked for Chevron, and I was like, that's how it works. You know, I don't work for Chevron. I work for this small company in Sacramento that takes pretty good goddamn care of me with benefits and insurance and all this other stuff. And they decided to give me a $2.50 raise, and that's not good enough for you. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Well, part of the commitment issue too is, and I mean, I hate to say it, but the women know that if they want to bail out of it, they're going to get half of whatever you got anyways.
Yeah. And you're right. If the fear of commitment is a fear of mistrust, and I think it's not just mistrust, though, Becky. I think it's the commitment comes with other things, like, you know, not just is that person going to ever cheat on me? I think other things come into play as well. You know, I think their financial status as well and how they handle their money, I think, comes into play. I think they're, you know, are they someone that socializes, doesn't social. I mean, a lot of things come into that fear of commitment. Do you want to commit to somebody that just wants to stay at home when you like being outdoors? You know, there's a lot of things, right, guys?
Well, he said marriage is psychological.
You got to be psycho to do it. Yeah, no.
No, there's one psycho in a relationship and one is logical.
Yeah. Number three, negative past experiences. Negative past experience. And negative past experiences, I think, for me, I think is a good thing, because if you take those negative experiences and make sure that you don't fall into that category again, I think it's important. If you learn from that mistake, that's a good fucking thing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stupid guys out there that don't. The ones that get married 2 or 3 times.
And I think part of that is also like when things happen, especially for like guys that are negative in a relationship, they will tend to hyper fixate on those things, and then they're really on the lookout for it the next time it happens. And if there's even a small indication that might be what's going on, they're out of there. They don't even want to talk about it. They're gone. Which I mean, that's its own problem in itself.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I have. And these are not necessary or not. We're not necessarily talking about cheating. It can be a lot of things, you know. If you were in a relationship with someone that was just no good with their finances, and you knew that they were always behind on their bills, always asking you for money, and you are someone that is stable, and now you see those red flags, and it's like, fuck, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to every other month make her car payment, or, you know.
I want the credit cards maxed or any of that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be even smaller things than that. Like, I think a lot of men nowadays, especially, you know, that we're seeing a lot of women that are like, oh, I want men to tell me what, you know, they feel, and I want them to be open with their feelings. Yeah. And then the minute that they do, it gets used against you. Like, there's a lot of
ammunition now.
He just gave her bullets, man. Is what you did. You just gave her bullets. Oh yeah.
Be a man. Be a man.
Yeah. And what is that saying? Oh God. Men are always looking to marry their mothers, and women are always looking to marry their fathers. And I never.
God, I hope not.
Do you feel all right, Brucey? Do you feel your daughter married someone that's pretty similar to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, see, I think you are an important influence in your daughter's growing up and seeing what a man is to her.
Me, so
yeah. I think she He's taller than you. But I think you influenced the type of man that she ended up marrying because she saw how you handled you handled being a father, a husband. You took care of your house, you provided, and all these things. So she's more likely to focus on that type of guy than she is, say, and yes, there are some of them that go the complete fucking 360
No,
and go
but there are
180.
moments where I will take her aside and say, "Don't be your mother."
Do you feel, let me ask you, I know this isn't fair to your daughter, but do you feel in the beginning, was she looking for the opposite of you?
No,
Never at
no.
one time did she date the bad boy.
She did date the bad boy.
She did date the
But
bad boy.
I mean, I wasn't always the good boy either. So I had that title for a while, but
what did I
ultimately,
do, Becky?
the gross JT. But
What
yeah,
did I do?
I mean, she did, but and there's times where I sit there and go, hey, don't be your mother, and
Yeah,
she knows what I
yeah,
mean. I don't have to tell her; she knows because
yeah,
she grew up with her mother, and I had a relationship in a marriage for 33 years.
yeah.
So, and then she knew there were things that she would see my wife do that she didn't like, even as a daughter. She wouldn't like,
Right. Yeah, my
like,
kid's the same.
no, mom, you're out of line,
Yeah, yeah.
and then and I'll see her cop the same attitude with her husband sometimes or something like that, and I'll look at her and go, "Don't be your mom."
Go talk to your mama. How about you, Kevin?
No,
I know your
don't talk to your
daughter's.
mom. Don't be your mom.
Don't be your mom. I know
Don't be
your
your.
daughter's much younger. Do you feel that she's more? Have you noticed the guys that she likes or dates that are they similar to what you are, or do you feel
Yeah,
like she's gone the
yeah,
opposite?
yeah, which is awful.
I knew he was gonna say that. No, don't do that, guy. Get away from him.
And I see the guys that my daughter dates, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. What, Becky? It's true. That's like an old saying. I've heard that saying since I've been a little kid. Men date their mothers, try to date someone similar to their mothers, and women try to date guys that are kind of like their dad in some way.
No, I didn't date anybody like my mother. Well, maybe I did in a way.
You start thinking about it. It had to be a couple years after the divorce that I realized I married my mother,
I
and
mean, the
I
similarities
married
there,
my mother, man.
when you marry somebody that's not happy unless they got a reason to be unhappy,
Yeah. I married someone that yells, has an opinion about you. My
and
ex-wife.
everything you didn't or didn't do.
Yeah, yeah. My ex-wife was 100%. She wasn't Italian, but she could have been Italian. She added the German into the Italian, which made it even worse, man.
I to this day I was amazed that I actually lived as long as I did without my wife's help.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I'm the same way. There are parts of our relationship.
I don't know how I got dressed by myself or got to
Yeah,
point A to point B or breathed or lived or
yeah,
fed
yeah,
myself without the help of my wife.
yeah. Shut the fuck up, Bruce.
I
Hold
mean,
on.
you were
Hold on.
probably doing it all wrong before then.
Oh,
according to them, yes.
no, God. No. Oh my God, Bruce.
You didn't live that way, did you, John?
I She thought I couldn't live without her. Yes, yes. And if it wasn't for her, that I wouldn't know how to do anything. And little did I know,
You didn't?
you lose, Bruce. The funny thing is like, I'm sure you were raised like me. I knew how to do all that stuff. I knew how to take care of myself. I knew how to make myself dinner. I knew how to do my laundry. I knew.
I learned all this stuff before I was even a teenager
Yeah,
at the
we
house.
had to do it. We had to do it. We
Yeah.
had to do the dishwasher. We had to separate our clothes. Did she do the laundry? Yes, she did the laundry, my mom. But there was a point where she's like, hey, you know what? You're grown boys. It's time you learn how to do this. Come here. And she showed us, hey, this is for whites. This is for delicates. This is,
I
normal
learned the
wash.
domestic chores as well as the
Yeah.
dad chores. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that
Learned how
we
to mow the
didn't do.
lawn. I learned how to. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
fix the
Yeah.
car, change a tire. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was stuff your dad taught you. Like the only thing that we didn't do, and I think it has a lot to do with Italians moms, where you stay the fuck out of the kitchen.
oh yeah.
You stay the fuck out of the kitchen. Don't try to be a chef. Don't try to tell me there's too much sauce here or too much salt there, too much pepper. She'll kill you. But
So, I had to learn how to cook because my mom burned
yeah,
her hand really bad making French fries. The grease thing got on fire and she
that
burned her hand.
damn
real bad.
greaser.
Yeah. So I had to get up in the morning and make my brothers and sisters and myself all lunch for school.
Yep.
I had to come home in the afternoon to prep for dinner to make because mom had one hand, it was all wrapped up, so she couldn't do it. So
Hey,
I
mama.
was the kitchen help, So
Hey, mama. Kevin.
we're not your moms.
He's on her down teacher. Yeah. Hey, he's just getting started.
Yeah.
He's getting to see the evolution of the possible boyfriends that her daughter will start dating until she gets married. He's going to get to witness everything that me and Bruce went through. Kevin's just starting, baby. He just started.
I don't want to deal with any of it. I've already
Kevin's
seen
like,
enough.
no.
He's only 14.
Every
He's got
week,
a lot more teens to
climb
go.
up my face.
Yeah. I picture, Kevin, it's okay to ask your daughter's boyfriend for his fingerprints. It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it, man.
I always showed him the gun collection.
Show them the gun collection.
Yeah.
Always let them know that you got a friend in the police department, that'll
I
look
keep
away.
threatening that, and my daughter is just like, if you ever do that, I will disown you.
Hey, Kevin, I had a guy come up to my door. The daughter had a date. He came up to the door. And I've intimidated him a little bit. I don't know. But he opened the door and he couldn't remember my daughter's name.
He was scared.
And he goes, I go, if you can't remember her name, you're not taking her out. And I just shut the door.
Yeah,
my daughter goes, Dad! The wife is just busting up. Honey, you can't do that. Why not?
That poor kid's scared out of his fucking mind. Oh my God. Let's get into the next one here. Difficulties in finding compatibility.
No,
that's a tough one.
Easy to get along with.
It's a tough one because all right. Let me put this up. Hold on before I make my statement here. It's because you fucking lie on your goddamn dating profiles. We know you don't like fishing. We know you don't like fucking hiking. We know you don't fucking like cars. We know you don't like watching sports on fucking Sunday. It's all bullshit. So
boulder hopping, rock climbing, fishing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, be fucking honest. At least post one fucking picture of you fishing. I'll believe it. But give me a friggin' break when you're putting down on your profiles that you like fishing, you like watching football on fucking Sunday, you love cars. What else do us guys love to see on there? You like hiking. Quit lying and be fucking honest, because there's nothing a guy hates more than all of a sudden you don't know how to bait a hook. You've never been fishing. You've never been in a goddamn boat, and he thinks it's going to be cute because he takes you out fishing and he finds out that you fucking have nothing to do. You want nothing to do with fishing. All right, my rant's over. Go ahead. Guys, your turn. Kevin.
I must be the minority here because I hate all those things too.
But you don't put those on your dating profile.
You can keep the outdoors. You can keep the sports. Cars are all right. I like cars. But I mean, I don't know. For me, if I see a woman that's like, I like the outdoors and hiking and fishing, I'm like, no, thank you.
No, yeah, but like if Kevin yourself is filling out your dating profile, you're not going to put those things in there because you think it's going to benefit you. No, because you know it's going to come back and bite you on the ass. So this compatibility thing is I think guys have realized that. Yeah, how do I say it? We're not the same. Period. I'm sorry. Anybody that says guys and gals are the same, we're not the same. We're built different. We're fucking our mind. We think different. We do a lot of things different than what you guys think needs to be. You know?
Yeah, we got a need for things to make sense.
So it's just like if you would just be honest with us and tell us the truth, we can work around that. But when you're putting all these things because you think that's what the guy likes, and then you're mad at him because he takes you fishing, he takes you fucking hiking, he you know, and you're upset that the date went horrible and he's such a bad guy now. But wait a minute, you know, these are all the things you stated you enjoyed. So I can see where guys put this on the list as something that, you know, they just don't want to fucking cheat. They want to be single because there's just nobody out there that's being honest about what they're compatible with. Becky's gonna hate me. God, what are your thoughts, Brucey?
Me? I mean, we don't have to do everything together. But I mean, some things that we have a shared interest in. But
yeah,
most of the dating sites, the gals are, you know, they're almost like in a competition or competitive. Run, what is it? The Iron Mine competitions or it's like, really?
Oh, like the Spartan races and
Yeah,
shit?
the Spartan races.
Yeah.
They're doing the mud thing and like that, and they're swinging off the thing, or they're at the rock wall gym where they're speed climbing a rock wall, and it's like,
they're just standing there with the camera. That's all they're doing.
I don't think so.
I'm at the rock climbing thing. Did you do it? Did you do it, or were you just a spectator? Yeah. I really like rock climbing.
There's people out there like that, though. There's women out there like that, though.
No, there are, but it's like I will not my thing. So but I'm more into festivals, going out to a picnic, going out to wine tasting, going out to a beer garden, go and see a music concert venue or something like that. More low key activity type stuff where I don't have to go hike, Half Dome and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and
do it in a day. You could do it in a day.
No, I'm with Bruce on this one. Yeah. Like when I go out, I want to be comfy. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere with air conditioning that has, nice food, nice atmosphere.
I want to wear my gray sweats.
I mean, I did all that shit when I was in my 20s. I'm not, I don't have any interest in doing it. Been there, done that,
and Becky, Becky wrote, if they told you the truth, you're not swiping, and that's true. I'm not, because that's not my interest. It isn't my interest. But if you are a guy that those are all on your checklist, I want to date somebody like that, because I know come Saturday, if I decide to go rock climbing or go hiking, I know that's something she's going to be interested in, and if you're going to lie about it and then get out there and you're like, oh my God, the fucking mosquitoes. Oh my God, there's snakes everywhere. Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh, I didn't bring enough water.
I'm dirty. My nails.
Oh my God. Where are we going to dinner after? I'm not going to swipe right on that chick because, she has no common interests. But if you're being honest about what you enjoy, then I'm more likely, to swipe right and say, I'm interested in this person because we have some things in common. Now, does she have to have everything in common? No, I don't want someone that is 100% me. Nobody wants 100% of themselves, right, Kevin? You don't want someone that's exactly like you.
Did I mention I golf?
No, God no.
No, God no. Dude, I don't. I mean, there's got to be a few things that we should, because we're going to plan not just your relationship on what you wrote on there, but also like what kind of dates can I take this person on? What can we do in our free time? What does she have
in the mountains on the first date, John?
Right. What interest does she have with my friends? If those are the type of people that you're hanging out with, that are rock climbers and fucking hikers and all this other stuff. Sure, you want someone that you're going to be able to bring into the group. not someone that's you're going to bring into the group, and the group's like, what the fuck were you thinking, dude? She's got Gucci socks on, Gucci fucking hiking boots on, dude. They've never been used, you know. She's got a water bottle that costs more than a fucking car, and then she's bitching about how it's fucking too hot, the mosquitoes, snakes, fucking no.
What's our topic again?
Difficulty in finding compatibility. Damn women.
No, I thought this was just your online video dating entry, John.
Yeah, I like rough sex.
Well, apparently, any of the activities I like when I was on the dating site.
I like to make love on the top of it. I like to complete my hikes and make passionate love at the top of the mountain. That's what I want to do.
Passionate, firm.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I'm
right.
able to identify poison oak and poison ivy.
Here's the big one, guys. You ready?
Oh,
yeah, that is number 4 on the guy's list. Number 4 on that guy's list. And I think this one's just getting worse every year, right, guys? Meeting that social media standard, dude. It's just like,
are you kidding? We've got like AI now. It's gonna be so much.
I can't meet it, so I gave up.
She went from
people are gonna be sitting in their living rooms saying, "Look at my vacation in Bali," and it's gonna be indiscernible from the real thing.
It's gonna be.
No, because then you're just gonna be doing virtual dates. So, you know.
Yeah. No.
I mean, literally, you'd be just doing virtual dates from the couch, right?
Yeah. Well, here's my little trick, and I don't know, it takes some time to do, but like if you like see someone on social media, a chick or a guy, for the ladies as well. And I know this is a pain in the ass because some people do post a lot of photos. They might have like 3,000 or 4,000 photos on their Instagram. Go all the way down. Go all the way down to their first picture. That tells you everything you need to know. That first week of them being on Instagram will tell you everything you need to know about that person. I guarantee it. Try it.
If they got 2,000 Instagram photos, I'm swiping left.
Yeah. If you can go to their Instagram account and just start scrolling all the way down to the fucking bottom, that first week of Instagram, that's the true person that you're going to meet. That is the true person. Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's just a little trick that I have done over the years to get a general idea of what kind of person they are, because as they start generating more and more and more influencers and followers, that you can start seeing the trend starting to change, their lifestyle starting to change, and you know how they gone from Becky Joe from Georgia to you know, pro fucking health nut, whatever you want to call it, gym rat, fucking whatever, showing just pictures of her ass at the top of the fucking list. And that's the other thing, ladies. And I'm not complaining. Bruce is not probably going to complain. Kevin's, I mean, enough with your ass. Enough with the ass, dude. Seriously. I mean, Jesus Christ, I want to see your face. You know, stop fucking posing, just pointing your ass at the camera. Just give us something. Are you done, Kevin, with the ass shots?
I was never an ass man, so I was always done with the ass shots.
Yeah. Brucey, are you done with the ass shots?
Well, I never even notice them anymore.
You don't notice them? You don't notice the fucking giant ass in the fucking picture, dude? You're full of shit.
It's like every other freaking picture is ass or boobies, or the front is pulled way too tight for the imagination.
I'm sorry, Becky. It's just the first name that came to my head, Becky Joe. So I just went with it.
Becky Joe.
Becky Joe from Georgia, the social media influencer, health nut, food critic, fucking blah, blah, blah.
Now here, a bona fide Georgia peach.
Yeah, I got you, peach, right here.
And a lot of it, unfortunately, is very phony, because they're doing it for hits, you know.
I know, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, it's like I do follow some of these women on Instagram. I'm not gonna pretend I don't.
But just trying to outdo each other, you know.
And it's
one
just
gal
like,
does one thing, and one gal takes it to the next level, and the other gal goes, "Oh, I'm going to take it to the next level," you know. And it's like,
I mean, it's like they like, you know, it's common too, because they're like juggling, moving the phone around, trying to get it to stay still on the wall, or on the bookshelf, wherever they're trying on the bar,
they
the
got the light
barbell.
thing that wraps around the phone at the
No,
gym.
no, I'm
and the
talking about
microphone.
when they're at the gym, yeah. And they're
yeah.
fucking they're trying to get it all set, and then they walk and they give you the little smile, and then they just it's like then the rest of the like the last 2 minutes of the video is just their ass. It's just her and squeezing it and unsqueeze. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm not complaining though. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, it wouldn't be.
John seems to be pretty much dialed into what's going on in that, isn't he?
I mean, I do.
He's got his finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
I follow a few of them, man, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like, please, do you just give me something else, dude? I mean, dance or do something, dude. I mean, I don't need to see your ass over and over and over
Yes,
again.
you do, John.
There's literally one girl.
Does it really bother you?
It doesn't really bother me, but
can,
there's one girl that I follow.
Scarred.
Every picture on her thing, like there's 1,000 pictures of her, just her ass, and it's just like, okay, let me know a little bit more about you. Here,
his keyword was he knows
follows. What makes money.
You know what? Keyword, Kevin, he follows these girls.
Yeah,
I do follow some of them, and I'll tell you why I started following a lot of these girls is because a lot of them started out as photographers, and then all of a sudden, like I said, their social media status started to increase. All of a sudden, they become health gurus. They're a fucking gym. They're what is that person's name that works at the gym that helps you? Physical trainer. Yeah, they become trainers, and I'm like, okay, you went from a photographer to a trainer, and here we go. Look, this is what I'm talking about. It's just like, why? I need to see more. I want to see more, but it's just like every other picture is. Look, watch picture number 2. You ready? Oh, frontal view. That works. I enjoy that.
That one's better. These are better.
That one's better. That one is better. And then look, gotta do the artsy photographer picture, dude. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what we've gotten. We've gotten to Caitlin Clark. No, that's not her. And it's just some of the people that I follow, they started out as photographers and then they worked their way around butt shots. So to me, it's just like, come on, man. All right, I'm done. You guys had a little bit more about the social media stuff, Kevin. I think I said my just due. Did I cover it all?
Well, apparently they didn't, but yeah.
Oh my god!
Apparently they cover very little of it all.
All right, that to me, like, okay, and guys should not. The average guy should not be judging what they see on Instagram when it comes to the girl that is in his hometown. All right. Let's be honest. And if guys' expectations are influenced by the influencer on social media, he's in trouble because he's not going to find that girl that we just saw in his small town of 800 people.
Maybe that girl's not going to find a dude that makes $250,000 a year. They're both going to be disappointed. It's perfect. That's fucking compromise.
Yeah. Try a guy that makes $45,000 a year. I'm telling you, he might be a great guy. You don't know, man. Give him a shot. Would you
making $85 a year at the sweatshop in town?
I'm not. I hate saying this because you guys always make fun of me. So I'm not a woman. Okay, but if I were a woman, Bruce, go ahead. You'd be one ugly motherfucking woman. Kevin said you'd be one dog looking woman. Bruce left.
He left.
He goes, I don't want to blow John's mind with my answer.
I know where this is going. I'm done.
All right, I'm going to ask you, Kevin, if you were a woman, okay, and you had to choose a guy who is making $55,000 a year, has been at the same job for 10 years, pays his bills, owns his own house, owns his car, is financially stable, or do you want the guy that is living on credit cards, living this influencer life, and it's all a facade? As a woman, if you were a woman, which one of those guys do you want? Are you looking for the 6-month thrill, or are you looking for the guy that's going to give you stability throughout your relationship and maybe into marriage?
I mean, that's an impossible question to answer because you're going to feel differently about that throughout different points in your life.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
sure, when you're younger, you're going to want the guy that is living on credit cards. They can give you the adventurous life that you want. And when you get a little bit older, you wind up wanting the guy that's more stable, that can
How
provide
old
a
would you
stable life
say
for you.
you need to be, you as a woman? If you were a woman, how old would you say you need to be to have that one guy that's all stable?
I mean, I think the math says that it's between like 32 and 35.
32 and 35. Yeah. Brucey, should I even ask Bruce this question? If you were a woman, Bruce, do you want the guy that has had the same job for 10 years, makes about 55, 60,000 a year, pays his bills, owns his own house, has his own car, is financially stable, or do you want the guy that's going to give you 6 months of craziness on credit cards? And maybe probably
because I'm thinking like a guy, I go for the stability, but
the stability. You can't ask males. Yes, I
agree
can.
with Becky on this one.
I
agree
can.
with Becky on this one.
If I had tits, I'd never leave the house. No,
that was the wrong question for Bruce. If Bruce was a female, how tall would your high heels be?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't date anybody under 6 feet.
Yeah.
Even if I was only 5'1".
I'm 5'1", damn it, man. I don't want to date anybody fucking that tall. Where was I? Unrealistic expectation. It kind of is the same thing what we kind of talked about earlier. And I don't know how I can even ask this question, but I mean, who do you think? Which end do you think has the higher unrealistic expectations? It's you're gonna go women.
It's fairly obvious, John.
Yeah. I think guys have like, oh
simple.
man, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one.
Guys are simple, John.
I think guys do. I think all guys have that fucking dream guy, dream gal. Yeah, right. I mean that perfect 10, right? We know that's like. Do you think a majority of those men know I can't get that? If I do, great. But
I'm still hunting the unicorn. So what the hell?
But you know what I'm talking. I mean, I don't know how to say it. I don't know exactly how to. I think everybody. I think women do too. I think women have that dreamy guy, that one guy that's at the top of their list. But I think we are more. I think I'm going to get in trouble. I think guys are more able to say, "I know I can't have that. I'm over here somewhere." Do you think we have that ability better than than a woman does? I know it's a tough question, but do you think we're more able to settle than a woman is to settle today?
You're trying to figure out whose bar is higher?
I know whose bar is higher, but I'm just trying to say what I'm trying to ask is, do you feel that men are more capable of settling for a lot less in a relationship than a woman is to settle for less in a relationship? Is that a better question? You guys all afraid to answer that one or what?
I think men are looking for somebody who believes them, that will support them.
BS in the title, baby.
I mean, feed them, agree with them. Simple stuff. Just be supportive.
Do
you feel feed him, fuck him, leave him alone kind of guy?
Freedom, fucking leave him alone. No, do you? let me ask you, Brucey. Are you, as yourself, feel that you are more likely to settle for less to have a relationship than a woman is?
No.
You're in a different category. You're in a that's true. Kevin, let me ask you then.
My bar is glued to the ceiling.
Yeah, your bar is going to be you have a lot of things that you need to protect. Yeah.
I can't get super glue. I can hang from that bar.
Oh shit. Bruce every now and then just takes a peek over the bar.
Yep.
How about you, Kevin? Do you feel Do you feel that you in your life right now, and a woman the same age as you, do you feel that you have more ability to actually realize that bar is way too high, that what you want, and you are more likely to set your standards a little bit lower to achieve a relationship and maybe marriage
How
down the road?
low will he go? How low will he go? How low?
Porn star.
I think that I'm in probably a unique position to most guys, just because um, I am ridiculously stubborn. So um, I don't know. I find myself in a position now where I know 100% that the women that I am attracted to and want to be with are completely out of my league, but I still kind of
You
internally
still, yeah,
refuse to.
yeah, you
See,
still give it a
see,
shot.
Kevin knows how to limbo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
my expectations are not very high. I mean, all I need is this. If you can do this, ladies, if you can do this, I may just marry you.
Is that a pastrami sandwich?
That looks fucking good, didn't it? That's an Italian
You know, I
sub right
haven't
there,
ate
dude.
dinner tonight, John. So quit
That's an
showing
Italian
food,
sub. You
man.
got mortadella in there. You got some salami. You got copa
Oh,
in there. You got some tomatoes, some red peppers in there. God
man, we
damn.
didn't even make the whole list. We only got 3 minutes left in the show. Damn.
Oh yeah, no. Here we go. Go to the next one. Oh, this one's a big one. Kevin, your thoughts?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, let me put the disclaimer up.
Was that
Yeah,
what I called the
yeah.
psychology of marriage? One is a psycho, one is logical.
I mean, I don't know.
Do you think this is more of a concern today because of where we're at as a society than it was, say, 20, 30 years ago? Pre-internet.
I do think that it is. I think there's a lot of people that aren't dealing well with the things in society today, but I don't think that that is relegated to just for guys. Like, I think it's a genuine worry for women as well.
Be careful, Kevin. Becky's warning you ahead of time. Be careful. I like to bait
Yeah,
Kevin
whatever.
into those conversations. We miss Kevin. We've really missed Kevin these last couple days. Mental health concerns, Bruce. You already had the psycho chick. You had to call the police to get out of your house. So, what are your
There,
thoughts
there
on?
was this thing I saw that was some guy explaining there's 3 types of women, and
Hold on.
do you know what it is?
Let me put the claimer up because you're about
I get
to
it up there.
okay, go. Say it again, Bruce.
I said there was 3 types of women, and they're talking, and I can't remember exactly how it goes. I remember the last 2 women. Oh, the first woman, wants to be wined and dined, and you dressed up in a suit and stuff like that. And the guy goes, he goes, that's not me. I don't have a suit. I had a pair of slacks. I don't even know where they are now, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a second woman that's divorced, and she's a little crazy, kind of like Chernobyl. So you want to just leave her alone for a while because she's dangerous, right? And then there was a third type of woman. Uh, and how did that go?
I don't know, but I'm worried.
Yeah, Chernobyl, and the third time I had it on the tip of my tongue. It was pretty good. I don't know. I have to come back to that one. I had it all in
I
my
think
head,
Bruce
and
is
I
trying to.
lost it.
He's trying to save face.
Uh,
No, well, okay. Look, I mean, this is a tough one because we're all at our best behaviors in the beginning. Correct? It's tough to judge someone that may have some mental health issues, but it's hard in the beginning. Am I right, guys? I mean, they're not going to show any of those tidbits or those signs that I'm not mentally stable. You're not probably going to see that until maybe a month into the relationship, unless they're really
It very
open
much
about it.
depends on the
Go ahead,
woman.
Go ahead, Kevin.
That very much depends on the woman. Some of them, the flags are there, and you're just like, ah, she's really hot, though.
Yeah. I love men. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I really think that's a tough because that's like for me. I haven't been able to pick up on those signs that someone may be a little crazy. I think I start to pick up on some of that stuff after maybe like like the third or fourth date, maybe, or like when okay, for instance, there was a situation with somebody that I was dating a few years ago, and we've only went out like maybe I think 4 or 5 dates, and I didn't know that she was this crazy until something came up and I had to cancel a date. And then I got the real person. You know what I mean? And my reason for missing the date was a legitimate one. I wasn't blowing her off. It was some family function, and as most of you know, I took care of my parents, so it was a party. I think it was a party that I had to drive them to. It was a family affair thing, and there was just I had to break the date off, and I couldn't make the date. And that whole night she just bombarded me with texts that I didn't love her and that I was a piece of shit. And, I know you're out there with some other girl. And I was sending her pictures of the party that we were at with family trying to, and then I broke it off with her at like maybe, this doesn't sound, but like I'm the stupid guy. I waited like 3 or 4 weeks to break up with her because, I'm not going to get into it without. What are you doing, Bruce? Are you trying to dial in Chernobyl there? You got like you look like the kids that were holding the plastic ears and antennas.
The last line here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's really hard to judge someone's mental status when you in the very beginning. I do believe a lot of people, Kevin might be right too. I think a lot of people hide those things sometimes really well. They know they have these quirks and they hide them well until it's too late. And then you're in this relationship with someone and you find out that, they're a jealous type, or they have, issues with abandonment and all this other stuff. And it's just, I mean, it's gotten to the point now that it's, it's the old saying, everybody has baggage, and I think as you get older, those people are not just got one bag, they got 2 or 3 bags. So I think it changes as you get older. I think the baggage that a younger person may have compared to someone in their 40s and 50s that have been married twice, or, been in some really shitty fucking relationships, I think their baggage may be a lot different. Kevin, your thoughts?
I agree. I think that, um, as I always say, like there's people that you see the red flags right away, but I think you are right in that other aspect that the vast majority of people, they are like hiding that stuff until you get further into the relationship, and
Yeah.
I think it does make it scary for a lot of people because you kind of don't know what you're going to wind up with, and then they're kind of relying on like that whole sunk cost fallacy to be like, well, I'm already in a relationship, I'm already comfortable, I'm already been dealing with this person, like why go out and do something all over again when I have this person here already? So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. Do you feel though, and Brucey, I'm not judging you here, but do you feel that that older guy that starts dating the younger gal doesn't take that into consideration, because that the younger girl may have this whole different type of lifestyle and quirks and whatever you want to call it, and then you start dating that person and then you start realizing that's not you, but that should be on you as well, because you chose to date someone that is much younger than you, that has a different personality, different outlooks in life, and
I
all that
mean,
other.
I don't know. That whole thing. No offense to anybody, but like the whole idea of dating somebody that's like 10 or 15 years your junior, you get pushing like 20 years your junior. I don't even understand how those people do that stuff because it's like you're in completely different places of your life. What do you even have to talk about?
Yeah, Bruce, stop dating those 30-year-olds,
I
damn
mean,
it.
some of those gals are really mature, but I mean, you have to find the ones that don't have any kids,
Yeah,
that are single, that have similarities in where you are in your life.
yeah,
But
Sure.
you know,
yeah,
that's so they kind of narrows that field down. They're not all available because you get
cougar
girls,
out.
30-year-olds are going to have 2 or 3 kids, been married once or twice, and
Yeah,
all that stuff. So I mean, you're looking for a single gal that doesn't have any kids,
yeah,
is mature, has a career, a job,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
responsible and has responsibilities. So
yeah, yeah. No,
those
I
are the
hear you.
gals that are
I
younger than
hear you.
you. you be looking to date.
Yeah.
Typically there's not a
Let's
whole
do
lot of
the
it.
let's do this last one. Legal and financial risk. Legal. I don't know how you get into the legal part. I mean, what do you think they're going at with that one, Kevin?
Divorce.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is it. It's just legal risks that lead directly into financial risks.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, tough, especially when it's like been a year and now she's getting get half your shit. And you may have adopted her children, so now you're gonna have to pay child support for their kids
Well,
that
oh,
are
so
not.
that might be the legal thing too. Is like
Yeah,
if you are with someone and then you have kids, like the legal risks of like fighting out custody in court and stuff
yeah,
like that too.
yeah.
A lot of
Man,
guys are doing the DNA test now, getting a divorce
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
make sure that that's their kid they're actually going to be supporting.
Oh,
yeah,
I know, but that's
yeah,
a slap in the face to faithful women, though, too.
yeah.
But this proves a lot of them unfaithful too.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
Women unfaithful? Women unfaithful? Get out of here. You serious? Guys are unfaithful too, but we know the statistics now. You ladies are out there getting your freak on, right? Am I getting myself in trouble? No, I'm not getting myself in trouble. These are the ladies right here. These are the guys. Let's get married. And the girls are peanut butter and jelly time. No, I'm kidding. Hey, this is it. We're done. 2 hours and 1 minute. This is the fun part of the show. I'm going to start with Brucey. Brucey, what did you learn today, Bruce?
Most of the shit I knew. Just speaking from experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, times are changing.
Time of I think guys have changed too.
Yeah,
I think
I
guys have
mean
realized they have to
that
be a little more careful.
they guys, yeah. I mean, there seems to be a lot more to lose than there is to gain.
Do you, all right, let me ask you this question though, Bruce and Kevin as well. I mean, obviously men have changed from the 70s till today, but do you feel that the guy in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s didn't think that way? That there was so much to lose? Where a guy today is thinking, "Hey, there's a lot I can lose." Do you
Well,
think it's
I mean, back in the
I
day
mean,
when
when you
most of
got
us grew up,
married,
I mean,
Bruce, when you got
there
married,
wasn't
Bruce, you didn't think that way. You weren't thinking, "Oh my
well,
God, if this doesn't work."
it wasn't. I mean, social media has really blown this up, and I put a lot of it out to social media and all that crap, because I mean, divorce wasn't as prevalent. There was a lot of things that weren't as prevalent as is now because the ease of doing shit, making videos, putting shit out there on the internet, um, divorce with no cause divorce. I mean, everything has been so simplified now to end a relationship. I mean, 50% of marriages end in divorce. You know, it's like
Yeah.
jumping out of an airplane with half the time your parachute's going to work.
If Taylor strapped to me, I'll take those chances.
Yeah, that's a long drop, buddy.
How about you, Kevin? Do you think that has changed? What do you think the guys back in the 70s and 80s and 60s do you think they thought about this is I got so much I can lose? Or do you
No,
no?
no, I don't. Because I think that it was a factor back then, but not nearly what it is now. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. I think one, like Bruce was saying, the prevalence of divorce has risen dramatically. But I also think that like part of it is the societal aspect, and this goes into the divorce thing, which is like back in like the 50s and 60s and 70s, like it was not great for a woman to get divorced. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, you get divorced and you'd have to move towns, or it would be hard for you to find another person because society kind of viewed women as damaged goods after they got a divorce back then.
Yeah, did they have alimony back then? I don't think they did. I think when you got divorced, and you went your way.
No,
They went.
they've all amount alimony's always been there.
It's
well as
always
child
been there.
support.
Okay.
I think it was a lot harder for women to get a divorce back then.
Well,
But
they had
the
to have
other
cause
thing is,
back then. Usually,
yeah,
they had to have a cause. It's no cause now. I mean, it had to be infidelity. There had to be a reason to file
Yeah.
divorce.
Go ahead, Kevin.
it was before they allowed like irreconcilable differences as a reason for
Yeah.
divorce. I think that leads to, I don't know if it's necessarily more dangerous financially and legally to be married these days, but I know that it feels more dangerous to be married these days.
Yeah. I agree with you there. It's scary. It's scary, and I can see where I'm gonna get in trouble even for the guys. I think guys are softer today than they were in the past, and I think they are more emotionally connected
Bunch of
and
simps.
feel. No, I don't want to shit on that because I think it's a good thing. I think it's good that some guys are taking responsibilities for their emotions and paying attention to their feelings. I think it's a good thing, but I think that's also hurt men today on making that decision for commitment and moving on and getting married. And I think too, with social media having a lot of influence on it, where marriage is looked upon as something that's not important anymore. And it's just like, why get married? It's just, that old saying, it's just a piece of paper. And I think today's guys, I think, feel that way. Like, it's just a piece of paper. I can live with you and you can come move into my house and we can live together and be a couple. And who's to say we're not married? I don't know. I mean, either way, I guess most states consider it a marriage depending on how many years you've lived together anyway. So I don't
I think
know if all
some
states are
states are
like that.
some states have different rules.
Yeah, different rules
Yeah,
on how
a
I mean,
lot of
long.
states have the
some
common
states
law
aren't
marriage.
community.
Yeah,
Yeah, some are community property. Some don't have
yeah.
um,
So I mean, I
common
really don't
law.
have any. I don't really don't have. There, I can understand. I think we can all agree there are some of those factors which make sense and why men are choosing to be single. And I think some of them are legitimate reasons. And I'm not. I don't want to say. I don't want to blame it all on women. I don't want to say it's all their fault. I think a little bit has to do with us as well. I think. I think today's guy. Man, here we go. I don't know. I just see, like, I pay attention to the younger generation, especially in his 20s and 30s, and I look at where they're doing and what they're doing in their lives compared to what I was doing in my 20s. And I get it. I'm an anomaly, and so is Bruce. We both got married very young. I got married at 21. Bruce got married at 21 too, right, Bruce?
Yep.
So it's a little different for me to kind of try to compare where I am at 21 to where a kid is today at 21. And when I look at these kids today, these guys, they're more concerned about their online life, their gameplay, what they did on Call of Duty, who they talk to online. And to me, it seems like today's guy is trapping himself in this fantasy world as well as women too, because women are in a fantasy world thinking that they need that 6'4" guy that's making $180,000 a year, where the guy is just like, hey man, I'm happy. He's playing 25, 30 hours a week online playing Call of Duty and maybe another 15, 20 hours playing some other game. I
That,
don't see. Yeah.
that,
Am
that,
I
that
am I off on that, Kevin?
I mean, again, I think that comes down to society, right? Like,
Yeah.
you see a lot of things changing in society and things getting away from people and becoming unaffordable, and things getting harder, and social unrest and stuff like that. And I think all those things combined just are, you're seeing in both sides, males and females, like they're just turning into different worlds and looking to live in that reality because reality sucks.
Yeah. God
well, I
damn
mean,
it. Wait till virtual reality gets better. fucking, we probably won't see people walking on the streets. It'll just be people at home with fucking headphones on, dude, and fucking those glasses.
That Bruce Willis movie, everybody's hooked up to that couch at home when they just have their virtual image out there doing all that crap.
Then the fucking dating world will be zero.
They can make themselves any age they want and younger.
I can have any porn star I want tonight. I can go home and put on my glasses.
Hey, is it so bad if everybody out there is a 10?
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. What did I learn today? I learned that what we just talked about. It's kind of scary thing. I think I grew up being someone that valued marriage, and I think Bruce was as well. I think we grew up in a generation where you did your best, you tried to do your best, you tried to be the man, and you tried to keep a house over your head and a roof over your head and food on the table for the kids, and you did the things that you were supposed to do as a man. And I just think things have changed, and I can understand. I think it's a good thing. I think guys have realized that their worth. I think for a while there, I think guys have forgotten their worth. Is that a statement that you say kind of true, Kevin? Do you feel like guys have lost their ability to realize what they're worth?
I think it's kind of happening I think in some ways guys are finding their worth, and I think in other ways guys are losing their worth, because I think we're seeing a shift tonally in society, which is that I think guys are finding their value and their worth in being emotional people. But then that is also, a dichotomy of the fact that in society right now, males feel kind of worthless.
Yeah. Bingo. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly the truth right there. Truth right there. Where's that thing? I have a truth thing. Because you're right. You hit it right on the head. I think guys do feel that way right now. And
it's confusing because there's with this new world, this new wokeness, there's thousands of genders, identity things, non-identity.
What is your pronouns, Bruce?
Binary. I don't have pronouns. I don't believe that. But I mean, that's just an example of it. I mean,
yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he, she, him, them, we, what? I mean, I'm a tree. I'm a whatever.
I saw a good one. I saw a good one yesterday. A meme yesterday. It was a big old fucking Chevy pickup, lift it with big old fucking tires on it, fucking just a beast of a truck. And this guy put this thing on there that made it look like it was plug-in. And then he plugs in the thing, and it says, "My pronouns is I'm a Tesla."
Yeah. I mean, it's confusing out there.
Yeah, it is. We wish all the guys out there, right? We wish all the guys the luck in the world, best luck in the world. Be smart, guys. Just be smart, stay within your means. I don't know what else to tell a poor bastard. What do you tell the 25-year-old, Kevin?
Don't give up.
Say that again.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
It's going to suck for a while, but it will get better.
Yeah. Don't lower your expectations. Keep your expectations high. Try to marry your mother.
No, I wouldn't give that advice. I would not give that advice. Stay in your lane, know your lane, live your lane.
Yeah, that's it. Be smart. Be smart. Yeah, I mean, realize, and it may change someday, but realize that your worth is something. It's important. You have a job as a man, and also keep in mind that you will probably for a majority of your life be the breadwinner in your situation. Yeah, eventually that's going to change as times change, but as of right now, technically you're going to be the breadwinner in your household, and try to stay within those means and try to find someone that is stable enough to understand these are your means and you're not going to go outside of those. You don't need the Mercedes. You don't need the $650,000 house. You don't need the Versace bag and shoes. And just, if you're happy, you're happy. That's all I look at it. Anything else you guys want to add before I hit the button?
No.
None. No.
Oh, wait, I can tell you what I learned, John.
Go.
I learned that despite our fondness for one another. You and I will never match on Tinder based off of our profile likes and dislikes.
What do you mean you don't like hiking, Kevin? Come on, man. You don't want to bait a hook? Come on.
But
You said you know
Kevin,
how to
you're
fish.
not 6. You're not 6 feet.
Bruce,
Oh
hey,
my God.
you can get those shoes on TikTok. You can make you 6
I'm
feet tall.
6'5" if you reverse the numbers.
That's right, damn it. That's right, damn it. If
It
I
was a
stand on this,
typo. It was just a typo.
if I stand on the shoebox, I'm 6 foot tall. There you
I'm
go.
I look
dyslexic.
bigger in person if I'm standing on the highest step.
Things in the mirror may seem closer than they appear.
So I can't read a tape measure. Sorry.
Oh my God, that's perfect. All right, guys, we are out here. Kevin, it's good to have you back. I hope everything's
to be
going
back.
good. You get to enjoy your new location and have some fun out there. Give us
Some artwork
next.
on the walls. This looks awful.
Just get some. I don't like the idea of getting your daughter to do it for you because I don't think you're gonna like what she puts up there. But yeah, just I
Daughter
think
move
next.
with you?
No, you moved
she's
closer.
already. Yeah. I moved to be close to her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
okay.
good dad right there, man. That's a good dad. I think next week Kevin should give us an update on the women of Georgia in his area. I think that's maybe we'll have it all Georgia.
I'll get. You know what? I'll take some pictures, John.
Don't tell them what show they're going on, though. Don't tell them.
Is it a one-party state or a two-party state?
You got to stay out of the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. Hey.
There's no
All right, guys.
All Kroger's and Publix down here.
Yeah. It's not that backwards where you're at. There's no Piggly Wigglies trying to fucking right?
No. Piggly Wiggly's is north.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. All right, guys, we are out of here. Everybody look into the camera. I hope everybody else out there learned something. And that's what we're all about. We're about teaching here.
We are a wealth of knowledge.
We're all about teaching.
A wealth of awful knowledge that none of you should take.
That should be the disclaimer at the end of the show. Please do not take anything on this show.
Would you like dating advice from 3 guys who have had no successful relationships?
Yeah.
Here you go.
This is for entertainment purposes only, right?
Yeah. Remember, if you can make this, I may marry you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, look in the camera and say goodbye. Bye, everybody.